Neil Anderson joins us live this morning from Swamico. Good morning, Neil. Beautiful day at the zoo.
Oh, it is a beautiful day at the zoo, and we're out by our elk exhibit. It's actually our North American Plains exhibit, and it's a multi-species exhibit. On this exhibit, we have elk, we have bison, and we have pronghorn. And you can see in front the elk and the bison. We did move a new elk out on exhibit. You know, it's been a long time since we've had a male elk out on exhibit. We had a female out here for a couple years. You know, we brought a male in, you recall, a few months back, and we lost him, you know, during a sedation when we were looking at doing some surgical work on him. So lo and behold, our donor who originally had donated the elk, Dan Moreau, ended up getting us another elk, and this elk has been at the facility for about a month now. Last Monday, what we did is we tranquilized him. We put him in our horse trailer, and we moved him out onto exhibit, reversed him, got him out on exhibit. But that was really interesting because, especially when you're working with any antlered animal that is in velvet, you know, that's really highly vascular, and you have to be really careful as you're working with them, or just, you know, especially sedating, making sure that you're not going to go ahead and really scrape up that antler, because you can really cause a lot of bleeding. Well, that all went well. We got him in here, but usually when it comes to the introduction, so you just never know how the rest of the animals are going to react. And the one animal you can take a look in front here, you can see is the elk cow, and or not the elk cow, but the bison cow. She's about 40 years old. Well, I'll tell you what, once he got up and he was going around in the exhibit, she didn't want him in the exhibit. So she chased him around. Of course, we had to, you know. So I can tell you this. So we started this at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Yeah. We didn't get out of here till about 8 that night, playing referee between them all, and they finally worked it out, you know. Oh, yeah, and he got into the pond, and we had to kind of open things up, you know. So he had several openings, so he knew how to get out. We finally got him out and went back in. Well, they all worked it out within the night. But I can tell you this is now, that bison cow, she's 40-something years old. I can guarantee she was probably pretty sore the next morning for chasing around. That's probably the most activity that she had. But they've all worked it out. Everything's working out well. And now when you come out, you know, especially this fall will be nice, because you'll get a chance to hear, you know, the elk bugling, and also be able to see the antler growth. But it's nice when you have a multi-species exhibit like this, that you can have both males and females out, because it gives you, you know, really a true depiction of what's going on out in the wild, and of course the behavior that's associated with that. So they're getting along great, and of course they're a herd animal. So, you know, the cow she's about 4 years old, you know, he's only about 1 year old right now, and they're getting along just fine. And she's kind of showing him the ropes as it gets around. But you can see the one elk cow, she's the one who rules this exhibit out here, and she's going to make sure everybody knows about it.
Yeah. Well, Neil, thanks a lot. It looks like, as you say, everybody's getting along out there, and we'll check back with you next hour, okay?
Hey, sounds good.